Hi everyone, Mike here. I just wanted to make a real quick video to talk about what we're going to be doing this week and to very briefly explain how office hours will work at the beginning of next week. Remember, they'll be on Mondays from 1 to 3. I'll explain a little bit at the end. Generally, in an ethics class, it gets approached in a number of ways. The main way it gets explained is through academic ethics. What most classes and what this class will do to some extent is look at utilitarianism, deontology, virtue ethics, and the other main types of ethics that have been promoted and explained throughout the ages, starting with the ancient Greeks. And we will be doing that. It's important you have a grounding in those parts of ethics. But I also want to step back quite a bit. In our everyday lives, ethics is a lot messier, murkier, and there's a lot of interesting science behind how we think about the world. So our very first week is to get you to start thinking a little bit differently about ethics. Instead of saying ethics is what mom and dad taught me, or ethics is what John Stuart Mill said, or ethics is what my church said, or what my country says, I want you to start thinking even more generally than that. How do people actually look at the world? How do people think about the world? How good are they at thinking and looking at the world? How accurate are we when it comes to reporting things we see or things we think? So the first week is actually even a bigger step back than most of the rest of the semester will be. And there'll be a Prezi this week called The Quest for Certainty, and there'll be all kinds of things in there. I won't go into detail now. But that's the point of the whole week. I want you to start thinking about how you think, thinking about how other people think. And so take that and go look at the Prezi and make sure when you get to the assessment for the Prezi, which will be under the quizzes section. I don't call them quizzes, but it's the software calls it quizzes. Make sure you think about yourself, think about your answer before you just blurt it out. Okay. Office hours will be done through Google. I've tried the one here on Cobra. It's not horrible, but it's a little hard to set up. And most people have a Gmail or they know how to use Gmail. So what I'll have is I'll just be sitting there with the room from 1 to 3 on Monday, this coming Monday, and that's Central Time if you're not around here. And all you need to do is either text me with your email, send me your email, and I can hook you up and we can chat, or we can talk about the class. We can talk about anything you like. It doesn't even have to be class related. In any case, I'll be sitting there from 1 to 3 each week for whatever you need. So, as always, if you have any questions, the fastest, easiest way to get me is through text. You can also email or contact me in any other number of ways that I've explained previous to this. And I'll see you next week.